Welcome back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we look at the film Color Out of Space.
Then everything just blew up.
Welcome to 2021. Here's to hoping that this movie can be better than 2020, which isn't saying much because that was a pretty rough year. But fuck that year. Leave it behind you. This is 2021. And we're going to start this year out with the film Color Out of Space. So Color Out of Space was just so much fun to me. And I was so surprised because I had heard a lot of negative things about it when I first watched it. But I was like, screw it. It was on Shudder. What the hell? So I checked it out and I fell in love with it. And then I just rewatched it this week just to refresh him, but also just because it was a great movie and I had a lot of fun with it. But there's just so many things I could say about how much fun this movie is. Granted, it's demented, and it can definitely pull your heartstrings when you get really invested in this family that you just start to see get ripped to shreds. But it's done in an enjoyable way because to me, the artistry and the storytelling and just the overall feel of it is just like this fun ride. For people that are into cosmic horror and Lovecraftian stuff, this movie is fantastic. You couldn't really ask for much more. The overall feel of it just feels so great for that type of movie. In a lot of ways, it reminded me of The Blob. It has a small cast of people that are all like small town, but they're the stars of this. It also reminded me of The Void as well as Event Horizon. Event Horizon more on the horrific imagery that you see and just these bizarre things that start happening. Which leads into the things that are kind of bothersome and can kind of get you is you get invested in this family. Like the first third of this movie moves a bit slow as it builds these characters, which is a little bit of a drag for a little bit, but it's worth it because once you get there, you're invested in these characters, this family, and then just the most horrific things just start happening to them, and it definitely can pull at your heartstrings. But to me, that was also what was so fun about this because you are invested. And I love when a movie does that. When a movie builds these strong characters that you completely give a fuck about, and then they just start ripping them to shreds, and you're just like, no, don't let that person, whatever. I don't want to give things away, but let me just tell you that there are some very horrific images in this, but they're just beautiful from an artist perspective. The color and just the design of them is so creative, like things you don't see very often. Very unique in so many ways, the way things look. Like there's this thing that happens to these llamas. Like Nicolas Cage's character, he's obsessed with llamas. And let me just tell you, the stuff that happens to these llamas is awesome, but it's also very horrific. And I will never see llamas the same again. So I wish this movie got more buzz. It does bother me that it really didn't get a lot of people talking about it because to me, it is one of the best movies that I've seen this year. But I do understand. People are kind of getting tired of Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, and he definitely has his moments in this movie, but I felt like he was pretty well placed in this. Granted, there was a few scenes that did get to me a little bit. They were a little bit annoying, a little bit cringy. He does this weird impersonation thing where it's almost like he's impersonating Donald Trump or something. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but it really fell flat for me. I didn't think it was funny and it was just kind of dumb. It's kind of when he's getting intense and yelling at his kids. I don't know. It's very weird. I don't know what he was going for. But for the most part, his unhinged way of doing things and reacting to things fit really well in this world because all hell is breaking loose around this poor guy. So he really would start losing his fucking mind. And Nicolas Cage loses his fucking mind as good or better than anybody in Hollywood. And so for that, I thought it was really well done and fit in this movie. But I do understand why maybe it didn't get more buzz. I didn't hear a lot about it, for one. For two, it's more of that niche audience. Like people that love that cosmic horror, that Lovecraftian stuff, which is getting more popular more and more. The people that love that kind of stuff, I think, for the most part, will absolutely love this movie. But if that's not your bag, it can be a little intense and a little stomach-turning and a little maybe not what a lot of people of the mainstream type of world are ready for or into. But for me personally, I just loved this movie. I loved the young cast, the daughter and the son. They really carried this movie acting-wise, in my opinion. They were just, you could just really feel their characters and really feel what they were going through and how they just wanted to get the fuck out of there, but they were stuck in this really awful, just warped, fucked up situation. And the look alone just carried it for me. To me, it was just gorgeous. It reminded me of Mandy in a way, with just these vibrant, amazing colors throughout the whole film. And just the overall look of the way things start to change and morph into. I just thought was very creative and very beautifully done. And I thought was definitely the star of this film. But overall, I'm going to definitely give this movie a thumbs up and highly recommend it to you. Because for me, it definitely was one of my favorites of this year. So real quick, I want to say a big thank you to all my patrons. You guys kick some serious ass. And if you are interested in becoming a patron or at least finding out more about it, the link is down in the description. But that's going to do it for me today. So please hit that subscribe button and ding the little bell, because that's the best way to keep track of this channel and when I post videos like this. And I post videos like this at least twice every week. But like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.
Everything's gonna be A-okay.